Hey designers! In today's tutorial, we're going to create a cool and simple motion graphic that you can easily incorporate into your projects to take them to the next level. First, start by creating a new composition. Then, go to Layer New Solid and create a solid layer. I've picked this color for the solid, and if you'd like, you can copy the color code I'm using. Now, let's create a shape layer. Make sure no layers are selected. Use the Shape tool to draw a rectangle on top of the solid layer. For the rectangle's fill, use the same color as the solid. Let's set the stroke color. Once the rectangle is ready, align it to the center of the composition both vertically and horizontally. This helps keep everything balanced. Next, we'll add text. Select the Text tool and paste your desired text into the composition. Adjust the paragraph spacing to make it look just right, and increase the text size to your preference. Position the text where it feels balanced in the composition. Now, let's add a second text layer. Again, use the Text tool and paste the text. This time, make the font size smaller than the first one. Adjust its position and align both text layers so that they look visually balanced. You might also need to adjust the rectangle's size to fit the text snugly. Once everything looks good, we'll move to animation. Open the Shape Layer properties and click on Add. From the menu, choose Trim Paths. Expand the Trim Paths properties and set up the animation. Move the playhead to the first frame and click the stopwatch next to End and Offset. Set the end value to 0. Move the playhead 20 frames forward and change the end value to 100 and the offset value to 180. Now preview your animation. To make it smoother, select all the keyframes, press F9 to ease them, and then go to the graph editor. Adjust the graph handles to create a smooth easing effect. The animation for the text will start after the trim path animation finishes. Now let's add a default text animation to bring the text to life. Select the first text layer, go to Effects and Presets, and search for Fade Up Lines. Double-click on it to apply the animation to the text layer. The animation looks good, but it feels a bit slow. To speed it up, select the text layer and press U on your keyboard to reveal the keyframes. Move the second keyframe closer to the first one to make the animation faster. If needed, adjust it further until you're happy with the timing. After the second line of the first text appears, we want the second text to show up. At this point in the timeline, select the second text layer and apply the Fade Up Lines animation to it as well. Again, just like before, move the second keyframe closer to the first one to speed up the animation. Select Shape Layer 1 and press Ctrl+D to duplicate it. Move the duplicated layer below the original. Next, select both text layers and parent them to Shape Layer 1. This ensures that when the shape layer moves, the text layers follow along seamlessly. Now, let's apply position animations to both shape layers. Start by moving the playhead to the point where the trim path animation ends. At this point, press P to open the position property for the shape layers. click the stopwatch next to position to add a keyframe. Then, move the playhead a few frames forward, just before the text appears on the screen. For shape layer 1, slightly move its position down and to the right. For shape layer 2, adjust its position by moving it slightly up and to the left. Preview the animation to ensure everything looks smooth and visually balanced. Next, let's add an image of Aristotle to the scene. Move the playhead to the point where the second text, the Aristotle name, appears on the screen. Import the Aristotle image, with the splash effect, into the project. Drag and drop it onto the timeline and position it to the right. Change the blending mode of the image from normal to multiply. Press S to open the scale property and scale the image up slightly. Adjust its position as needed. Then, we'll add an opacity animation. Press T for opacity, click the stopwatch next to opacity, and set the value to 0. Move the playhead a few frames forward and increase the opacity to 20 to 30%. Preview the animation. If the fade-in feels too fast, move the second keyframe further along the timeline. Finally, decide where the animation will end. Move the playhead to the 6-second mark and press N on your keyboard to trim the composition. This will define the end of your animation timeline. To finish off, let's apply a glow effect to enhance the animation. Start by selecting Shape Layer 1, then go to Effects and Presets and search for Glow. Double-click on the glow effect to apply it to the layer. We want the glow effect to start after the trim path animation ends. Move the playhead to the point where the trim animation finishes. At this frame, click the stopwatch next to glow radius and glow intensity, and set both values to 0. Then, move the playhead a few frames forward and increase the glow radius and glow intensity to your desired values. Now, let's apply the same glow animation to the other layers. Select Shape Layer 1, press U to reveal the keyframes. Highlight the keyframes for glow radius and glow intensity, then press Ctrl+C to copy them. Select Shape Layer 2, ensure the playhead is on the same frame, and press Ctrl+V to paste the keyframes. Repeat this process for both text layers. For the text layers, we'll reduce the glow effect to make it subtler. Select the first text layer, press U to reveal the glow keyframes, and move the playhead to the last glow keyframe. Decrease the glow radius to 27 and the glow intensity to 0.5. Once you've adjusted the first text layer, select the second text layer, press U, and apply the same values, 27 for radius and 0.5 for intensity. Now, preview the animation to ensure everything looks perfect. Your animation is complete. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Ace Designs for more creative content like this.